What is going on, guys? It is your boy Austin FFA here, or Luna. So I have a video today that I'm waiting to do for quite a while. I remember not too long ago, I uploaded a video called Fighting My Teacher, and I have a few other incidents with my teachers that I know you guys would love to hear. And this one's called Cussing Out My Teacher. Now, first of all, your teachers are great people, and they are people just like you. So keep in mind, they have feelings. So don't go off on your teachers for no reasons, guys. It's for no reason, sorry. I've cussed out a few teachers, and one of the times it was really unnecessary, and I felt like a complete douchebag afterwards because they're people too. They're just trying to get the paycheck. They're just trying to teach you what you need to know, whatever. But I can understand some teachers are absolute fucking dickheads, and you have every right to be mean to them. So I can understand both sides of the story, guys. So to start this off, this took place literally in the beginning of middle school. So somewhere around 6th, 7th grade, when I was a younger kid, and I knew cuss words, but I didn't really necessarily, I wasn't too fluent with them, and I didn't really know how to construct a sentence where I could defend myself verbally. So, when I was younger, I had this one teacher in particular who was just an absolute fucking douchebag, and he's just a dickhead, phase adapt, Mr. Dickhead, he's just a fucking dick. And, I'm gonna tell you a story. So this teacher was actually hated in the whole school. No one liked him. Even some of the teachers complained about how much of a nutcase he was. And he used to assign way too much work. He used to, if you didn't get the work done by his deadline, he would snap on you. He would swear at you. I heard he put his hands on someone once. But, I'm going to get into this. So, when I was a student, I used to get my work done. When I was in middle school, I was a really big freak about doing my homework. Well, actually, not necessarily. 7th, 8th grade were kind of my shittier years, but 6th and the beginning of 7th, I was really good at getting work in. So this was in the beginning of the year. Like I said, I think it was 7th grade. I might be mistaken. It could have been 6th. It was a long time ago. But I think it was just about 7th grade. And like I said, I got my work in, and he used to assign shitloads of work. I mean, every day he would assign over an hour of homework. And for a 7th grader, that's a lot of homework, especially when you get homework in other classes. So I was getting the same amount as a high schooler would get, because now I get the same amount that I was getting back then, and I know how it feels. So this fucking dick, keep in mind, guys, he's a math teacher. I didn't get to say that. He is a math teacher. So he taught math, and he taught a few other subjects actually that I had him in. So I had him more than once throughout the day. So I came in one day. He was my first period teacher. And I came in, and I actually had a bunch of his homework due that day because, like I said, he taught more than one class. I think he taught 2 or 3. I know he did some side work with PE. So he basically taught 3 classes, and I was in 2 of them. So he asked me the minute I walked through the door, before I put my coat down, before I put my coat down, before I put my backpack down, he straight up just asked, "So you got my work today?" And I was just like, "Yeah, I have your work, and all 2 periods. I have your work. Don't worry." And I think he taught math, and he was a co-teacher in science. So he used to. This is the thing that actually struck me. He used to act like he was the main teacher in the science room when he really wasn't. He was just a co-teacher. He would walk around and help you. So he comes up to me and he's like, "You have my work." I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "All right, give me it." I'm like, "Well, what do you mean now? Don't you just want the work for this class?" He's like, "No, I want both of the assignments." And I was like, "But don't I have to hand my main work into the teacher in the science room?" And he's like, "No, I'm technically a main teacher. You can give it to me." So I give him my work. I gave him my science, and I gave him my math homework. And I was just like, "All right, there you go." He's like, "Thank you very much." And I was like, "Okay." And, the day was fine. I started with a positive mood. I was positive towards this guy. I was being very generous to this guy. He was a nice teacher today. He was being nice to me. And I go to lunch. So after these first 3 periods get out of the way, I have lunch. And I went to lunch and eaten, and then I went outside and played basketball, and then came back inside and went to the science room because science, and I had another class, and then I was out for the day. So science was my second to last period. So I am sitting in the science room, and she's like, "All right, everyone hand up your homework." And then I was like, "Okay, I already handed mine in, so I'm good." And the guy actually wasn't there yet, keep in mind. So he just comes in late. So it was from lunch break. He came in late. He's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm late. I was doing something in my office." And then she's like, "All right." And then she's like, "Austin, do you have your homework?" And I was like, "No, I gave my homework to him." And, I don't want to say his name, but, I'll just say Mr. Dickhead. I gave my homework to Mr. Dickhead. And he's like, "I don't have your homework." And I was like, "What do you, keep in mind, he looked first. He went through his little bag, and he's like, "I don't have your homework." I was like, I gave you my homework. You saw me give it to you. And my one teacher was like, Austin, you sure you don't have your homework in your backpack? I was like, no, I swear to God, I gave it to him. And she's like, you don't have to swear to God, Austin. I'm like, I'm just saying, like, I swear I gave him my homework. And he's like, oh, look, one more time, but I really don't think you gave it to me. And I was like, and that's when I snapped. I was like, what the hell do you mean I didn't give it to you? You looked me in the eyes and I handed you my fucking papers. Like, what the fuck? And I was getting so mad. I was screaming. I was like, what the fuck? And she's like, Austin, go in the hallway now. And I go out in the hallway and she comes out and talks to me. She's like, are you really going to cause a scene in my class? You're going to cause a scene in front of everyone? I was like, it's bullshit. He literally lost my homework and he's saying that I didn't do it. I spent an hour on that work. This is bullshit. And then he comes out and he's like, Austin, I don't have your homework. I was like, but I gave it to you. He's like, you must have given it to me and then taken it off my desk because I don't have it. And I was like, what the fuck? I started screaming. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't take it off your desk. Why would I do that? Why would I fucking take my homework off your desk? And I just remember snapping. And he was just like, you know what, go. Get out now. So I walked down the hallway. I was pissed. I was like, fuck you. I straight up said it. I was like, fuck you. And I can just picture it now. I remember I was a young kid back then, guys. My voice was squeaky. And I was like, fuck you. Fuck you. And I just walked away. And I remember I sat down in the office because I was so pissed. And I walked in there. They didn't even tell me to go to the office. He just said, get out of here. I don't want you in my room. And then it's funny because when I was walking away, I actually yelled. I was like, you're not even the main teacher. You don't got authority over shit. And he was just like nodding his head. And I went to the office and I actually talked to the principal without even being asked to. I just went in there and talked to him because I was so mad. And he even said, he's like, you know what, I understand your anger. It happened to me when I was younger. They lost my homework and I had to get in trouble for it. I'm very sorry, Austin. Don't worry, you're not in trouble. And he was very nice towards me. And I remember calling my mom, and she even defended me. And thank God they didn't put a grade in for that one, so I didn't actually end up losing anything. But I remember they tried to get me to apologize to him, and I was like, no, I'm not apologizing to him. He's like, he's a douche. Like, he literally lied and said that I didn't give him my homework to the teacher and the principal. Like, who the fuck does that? That's like the scummiest thing ever. But I just wanted to tell this story because I think it's funny. Let me know if you guys have ever done this to your teachers. You know, respect. If they're not douchebags, you don't have to cuss them out. But if they're really being offensive and assholes to you, then please do. But this has been Austin FFA or Luna. I love you guys so much. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Leaving a like is always a great pat on the back if you enjoy my videos. And make sure you leave a comment if you've ever cussed out any of your teachers. But anyway, this has been Luna. I love you guys so much. Peace.